And go.
There we are. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Pathfinding Adventures. I'm not going to spend any time recapping last session as it was mostly player driven. Instead, I will hand the recap straight to Miss Xian Kaisi.
Yeah, so our characters had a really long talk last session about the group dynamics, about leadership and battles, and we decided what to do next, which is escorting. What's her name again? Albertine to the mountains, you could say, where she is to be trained as a champion. And Mador had a talk with the guards captain. Mador.
I don't know if you can hear me, but I lost my internet.
Can hear you just
We
fine,
can
sir.
hear you. It's fine.
Okay, yeah, we had I had a discussion with Leopold and how I felt he was handling this group. I then informed him that I was thinking on becoming an apprentice with the Raven Knights. Went and had a talk with the Grand Master Marshal, and he says I'm going to be like a knights errant. I got a 3-tier job. I got a 3-tier to do, and it could take years to get there. Being the first is the Black Abbey, which we happen to be going there anyhow because that's where Abbott needs to go for her new for her further training as a champion of the divines. And so a few other things which I really haven't quite mentioned to the party yet. We decided to take. Decide to take the.
There, I think we lost Bonti.
Seems so.
No,
And
he's just muted now.
Yep, he is just muted.
Maybe we throw an imaginary ball.
right. While he fixes his sound issues, we will throw that imaginary ball over to Finn.
Yeah, we started the session in the tower with a long talk between everyone except Preacher, who was in some kind of trance, remembering things about his past. Leo and Mador had the talk about leadership and their pasts. And Mador went on to talk with the Grandmaster of the Raven Guard and came back and told us a few things about it. We decided to accept the Grandmaster's offer to escort Albertine to the Black Abbey, which is a week northeast of the tower. As the Raven Guard are sending lots of their knights out to extinguish trouble spots all over the place. And she also needs to go there to continue her training. So we coordinated with the Raven Knights and took a humble caravan wagon out with Albertine and Mado and Cal and a few others in the back of it. And I think Marisol, Leo, and someone was riding alongside. And I'll throw it to Marisol.
Yeah. So I don't really feel like I have that much to add. I just spent most of last session listening, and it was a really nice RP-driven session. I feel like we got to know each other a lot more. Things were coming out into the light. And then we left to help Albertine again. Ed?
Yeah, I don't think I have anything to add. Zara?
So we had some disagreements on whether we're a monarchy dictatorship or a bunch of, anarchists, and obviously we're a bunch of anarchists. And then Medor tried to run away and join the circus, and the circus said, "Nah, you can go be a knight errant with the group that you're trying to run away from." So that was kind of funny. And we're headed east in a grain cart. Eody?
Yeah, there was a whole bunch of conversation as Medora attempted to go and become the knight he always wanted to be. He hates me because I'm a wizard, which ruffled any feathers that Eody may be hiding from the party. We had a good time sorting all that out, though, and we decided that we were going to take the long way, TM, to deliver her to the Black Abbey, which made me very amused, as we intend to do lots of things on the way. There was also that bit about, like, the hidden wall that had, like, the banner and all that stuff in it. Loot, more loot. Ghosty boys hiding from us because we're not exactly sure what that's all about. Preacher and Eody discussed, like, the glyphs and things on the wall that were potentially having to do with the ghosts and stuff, which I thought was kind of interesting. However, Eody does not have enough books to determine exactly what's going on with all that, so we talked about how maybe we'd end up getting more books. Hold on, let me push this over. There, okay. And so anyways, yeah, and then we agreed that we were going to take the long road, and we all gathered up, and then we did the thing, and choo-choo. We can pass it back to Bonte if he's back in the land of the living.
I hope I'm back.
You are.
What part did I cut out on?
The bit where you hadn't told the party certain bits, and then you were gone.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So we came back. Mentioned to Leo of what the Grandmaster would like us to do. They were going to set up 2 decoy caravans with the same amount of people and a decoy Aberdeen. We decided to do a long way to get there to throw anybody off our trail, hopefully. I have some new gauntlets I got to play with that were given to me when I went back to give the Grandmaster our answer. And last thing I recall, we're hours away from an inn, and it's snowing, and it's dark, and it's about 25 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, Shug, I think that's everything.
Has everybody gone?
Nope.
Nope, that's what I thought.
The only thing I have to add is that the inhabitants of the tower, the ghost, seems to be friendly. We tried to suss them out of it, and they gave us a clue for the hidden sword and the banner, which are in their style. Second Empire Wolf said insignia, so it's in their type of fashion. So definitely from friendly terms with us if they're giving us stuff that they used to have. But we can't really find much more about them at this time. That's it. Joey.
Right. So you've had yourselves 3 days of travel away from Ravensbridge so far, going well, really whatever way that your nose has led you. 2 of the nights have been spent at wayside inns. One of them was spent just traveling through the night because it was pretty shitty. And now you're heading to an inn at the foot of the mountains. Not the mountains with the abbey, but a smaller set of mountains to the northeast in the province of Nassans, where you are. the speckled hen. However, as it's gotten darker, it's snowed more and more heavily, and started to the wind is picking up pretty nastily. So currently, you're considering your options while traveling. So, how are you planning on doing this with your horses and the cart? The road is frozen over, so you don't have any mud issues anymore. But it is still slow going with snow piling up on the road itself. Although, it seems the villagers in the area are used to the issue because they've placed sticks, quite tall sticks, on the sides of the road that still stick up and kind of mark out where the road leads, even though it's snowed over.
Yes, I think we should use more horses.
I'm kind of afraid we're gonna get stuck in the snow.
Yeah, maybe we should think about a resting place. Yes, a resting place.
We could try and find a good place to stop, but I do not like this weather.
Is somebody good at, well, skilled with weather watching and seeing if this is going to stick?
Ed?
Nope. I love this weather.
I meant more, is this gonna stay? Are we stuck here if we relax?
Can I tell if it looks like the weather's going to change?
Yeah, at your expert guess, you're going to say you have another 37 hours of this. Maybe 37 and a half.
Not anytime soon.
So, and in then, I'm really afraid we're gonna have our cart stuck, and that's gonna be an issue.
So, more horses?
No,
Okay,
we're gonna
to-
need a sled, or we're gonna have to wait this out.
Yeah, I do not like the sounds of that. We could be buried in the snow.
Are we passing any travelers?
You haven't seen any travelers for the last 8 hours or so. By your estimation, you should have been at the inn about 6 hours ago. But something somewhere obviously went awry. Maybe you had a second lieutenant look at a map, or maybe something else happened. But you're definitely not where you were planning to be.
Ed, could you possibly just scout out and see if there's anything near here? We can't continue in this weather.
Sure thing. I'll go out and scout, and I'll send Lyrian to fly. And I'll turn into a little fox, and I'll just like dive headfirst into the snow like they do.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna laugh at that because it's so cute.
This is pretty much your wheelhouse. So, in your case, I'm not going to require a survival check because this is more or less just a Tuesday for Ed. But I'm going to need a perception roll from you. Right. So it doesn't take you long. Maybe 10 minutes of scouting ahead before you come up on a waterfall and a river with a rickery bridge leading over it. You can see that there's a fairly large cave in the cliffside, or the hillside to be more realistic. You're not really into proper mountains yet. You're no more than 1,500 feet above sea level. However, you also see two blue-skinned trolls looting a caravan cart with a couple of corpses around it. And more disturbingly, you're noticing at least two dire wolves lurking on the opposite side of the river from the trolls, obviously trying to stay hidden.
Yeah, seeing the wolves, I'll turn tail and head back. And I'll be like, I got some good news and some bad news. What do you want first?
Give us a bad first.
Well, there's trolls and direwolves.
How many?
2 trolls and a couple direwolves.
And the good news?
Oh, there's a cave right past them.
Well, that sounds ideal. Well, the cave. I am not so sure about the wolves and trolls.
So are we going that way, or do you want me to check a different way? Or does anybody have a map and can determine where that cave is compared to where the village we're supposed to be at is?
We had a map, didn't we?
Yep. It's right here. Bag of things.
Yeah, if you're where you think you're supposed to be, you must have passed the inn at some point. You're fairly confident you didn't, but you could always be wrong. If you zigged when you should have sagged, well, you're at least half a day's travel from the next inn or the closest village.
So it's the cave or nothing.
I fear so. We must clear. Edamir, what were the trolls doing?
No, they look like they attacked another cart and killed everybody.
A cart like this one?
Yep. So unless there's some time loop shenanigans, that might be us.
I do not think so, but it might be one of the decoy wagons that were sent out.
Weren't they going in completely opposite directions?
We are lost. How can we tell?
That's a good point.
What do I know
We're not
about
that
trolls
lost.
with a 22?
Give me a moment.
Kel is keeping watch if nothing gets close to us.
Yeah, Zara, you know that trolls generally have an ungodly amount of regeneration to the point where you can cut their head off, and they won't die from it. But acid or fire damage will deactivate that regeneration, and they basically have a weakness to fire. Other than that, they're just basically big old brawlers. Not many special abilities to speak of. But they hit hard. They can take a ton of punishment. And they love eating, especially dwarves and elves.
Well, I think that we're uniquely well suited in this region to deal with trolls.
Lyrian will come and land on my arm. And it seems like I chirped to him for a second. They'll be like, so, I have even worse news. It appears that something big lives in that cave.
Bigger than the trolls?
Hard to tell. I didn't see it with my own eyes. I'm just going off what the bird said.
So our options are continue onward, getting stuck in the snow, stay here, getting stuck in the snow, go there, get eaten by trolls, survive the trolls, and get eaten by something bigger.
Or
I don't like
survive all
this.
of it and find the loot hidden in the cave.
Do trolls have loot?
I mean, they're capturing wagons, so there might be loot piled up in the snow around the front of the cave, even if the trolls aren't gathering it because it's shiny.
You see
That's
loot
true.
everywhere, Sarah. Didn't you say that when we took on the goblins that they had loot?
Maybe I want to own some things in my life.
They did have loot. Iodi saw it himself.
Yeah, it was very nice and strung very handsomely.
Hey, Shago, as an aside, let's
Yes,
say
sir.
theoretically there was a dragon in the party who could breathe fire every D4 rounds in a 30-foot straight line. How many times could I do that in a row before it became a problem?
I'm gonna
Good
say
luck.
if you do it in one fight more than your level plus your Constitution bonus, you're gonna have to start taking saves against fatigue.
Interesting. Because I'm supposed to be able to do that shit a lot. I was more talking about if we were like walking backwards away from the trolls, and I
Just
wanted to
digging a
clear the
path.
path.
Yeah, I mean, say within a. Actually, you do have the cooldown on it, so I'm gonna say that is pretty much your natural limitation on that ability.
Yeah, it's D4 rounds.
But of course, if you do it like 20 times in one combat encounter, at some point you're gonna start to feel that you're expending a lot of calories breathing fire.
Sure. What about a non-combat situation? Theoretically, like walking through a snowstorm.
I don't think Iori would have the size and durability to be a flame-throwing, snow-clearing machine for hours and hours on end. But he could probably keep it up for a good 5 or 10 minutes in a crisis, but he'd be completely exhausted afterwards.
Noted. Iodi would rather fight the trolls.
Fighting and getting the cave sounds better to me than trying to walk more.
And freezing to death? Yeah, I see. Kyle, you and Matt are in the front. We will try and hold the trolls up, and Iodi can burn them to death. I hope.
I'm more concerned with the fact that they are killing travelers. You guys can go loot, etc. But yeah, killing travelers seems like a bad thing, so I vote we take them out.
We'll have to kill them anyway if we're going that way, I guess. They are much better suited for this weather than we are.
Troll blood's
When-
worth good money too.
When we fight the trolls, watch your back for wolves.
Or we sneak up on the wolves, we kill the wolves, we run away, we get the trolls while they're eating.
How deep is the snow?
At the moment, in the thickest snow drifts up against trees and where the snow kind of clumps up would be maybe 2.5 feet. On the
Okay,
road
that's
itself,
not
you
bad.
got about a foot of snow.
Well, if we're going into combat, then I'm gonna need an hour to re-prepare some spells. And I'm gonna take Lyrian.
Annabelle,
Yes.
what would you say your chances are of persuading the wolves not to partake and get the leftovers once we're done?
Probably pretty low, seeing as the trolls will be there and there'll be a lot of commotion.
No, I mean, you talk to them, we kill the trolls, they get the trolls' meats afterwards.
It might work.
Just
I'd
saying.
give it a try.
You did a good job with the spiders.
It may also alert them to our existence and thus escalate the fight. Iodi is for it.
Well, the wolves will probably be faster than the trolls, so we get to take them on first, and we do not have to fight in two directions at once.
What, aren't the wolves beyond the trolls across a bridge?
They were just surrounding them. Probably waiting for the trolls to leave so they can pick any remains. So as long as we don't upset the trolls, then they might be willing to listen. Because once we upset the trolls and fighting starts breaking out, I don't think they'll be very receptive.
Yeah, it's just an option.
Whatever we
Probably
do,
the easier way than wading through a sea of wolves and trolls and whatever's in the cave.
whatever we do, we should decide it's not getting better.
Edamir approached the wolves quietly. Try and get them to see things our way. We will get as close as we can to the trolls without being seen, and wait for you in as much shelter as we can find.
Then in that case, I'll have to also call Roran instead of Lyrian. Maybe having a wolf along with me will help the dire wolves.
Mm-hmm. Roran is actually Roran's actually giving you the info that the wolves are kind of moving closer to you guys now.
Yeah. Well, it seems like the wolves are coming to us.
Well, anything's better than standing here freezing to death. I'm shivering, standing next to Billy and just pretending to be stroking him, but actually just warming myself.
So in that case, I'll try to go out and meet them.
Right. Well, it's not difficult for you to sniff them out. The wind and the snow actually makes it easier for you to find them. There's a pack of 6 dire wolves that have they're about 100 feet from the rest of the party when you approach, staying hidden and in shadows and behind bushes mostly.
All right, then I'll try to calmly walk up to them. No, nothing in my hands. And gauge their reaction.
Right. And give me a diplomacy roll on that.
I will assurance 19.
Okay. Yeah, the wolves they can't really talk as such, but they were planning on eating the leftovers after the trolls, but there's something unnatural up there that they don't want to be close to. So they were scoping you guys out to see if you were an easy meal, but you're 2 legs and you have fire and long pointy fangs and you outnumber them, so they're not planning on tangling with you either.
I'll try to get my point across that maybe if we draw the trolls out and they help us kill the trolls, they can have the leftovers.
No, the wolves aren't willing to betray the mistress. but they're gonna keep their distance to her until the unnatural ones are gone.
Which ones are the unnatural ones? Is the mistress in the cave?
They're not gonna tell you anything about the mistress. The unnatural ones are like them, but also like you. And they don't like them.
I just want to make sure I'm not gonna accidentally hurt the mistress. My friends and I were trying to seek refuge in that cave.
The mistress is swift and strong, and her fangs are sharp. They're not afraid of you hurting her, but they're not gonna fight against you because you seem nice, and the mistress brought on these unnatural beings into the pack, and they're kind of pissed at her currently.
All right, then. I will thank them and slowly start walking away back.
Yep. The wolves have found the scent of elk, so they're leaving. They don't mind the weather at all. This is perfect for them. They have the large, flat paws made for running on snow, and thick, shaggy pelts do not freeze, so they think this is just dandy. But they did notice, they pause for a moment and say that the unnatural ones seemed less adapted to the climate, like they were some sort of weenie lowland wolves. And then they go off chasing the elk.
I will inform the party. Okay, I have bad news and more bad news. What do you want to hear first?
The more bad news?
The more bad news is apparently their top dog, if you will. They're very vicious, very big. We don't want to hurt them. Don't know where they are. And they have taken in shape-changing wolves. And the bad news is they're not going to help us kill the trolls.
Well, at least they will stay out of it.
Do I know anything about shape-changing wolves?
Pretty, the most common variant would, of course, be the werewolf, or well, feral normally turn evil when they're infected with lycanthropy. Their bites can pass on the curse of being a werewolf, and they go absolutely bonkers under the full moon. Usually fight as packs. And having a clear and concise weakness to silver.
Did he even have anything made of silver?
Nope. Seems like we're surrounded by a lot of nope.
Well, I mean, unlike the trolls who you require fire and acid to slay, the werewolves just do not like being hit by silver. Steel will kill them just as well.
I have a chunk of silver, but like this, I can't apply it.
I don't think there's anything to worry about. I feel like the trolls would be a more difficult fight than the werewolf.
Well, we must do something. We cannot stay here.
One of the
No, we
wolves
can't.
comes up towards Edamir, almost into the circle of light. It's an older wolf, scarred and strong, but probably starting to feel the old age. If you're communicates, if you're willing to throw it a piece of meat, he'll give you one last bit of advice.
Yeah, I'll
Here.
throw him some meat.
It says if you were looking for allies in the fight, you could try the grumpy one in the cave, but it wouldn't recommend it. Then it grabs the meat and runs off, giving it to another of the wolves in the pack that seems to have a slight limp before they disappear into the night.
Oh, so finally some good news. Apparently, whatever's in the cave might be friendly. It might help us.
And is also not the werewolf.
But the cave is someone's in the cave, so
Yes,
not
a grumpy one.
Yeah, but not free. So
Likely a bear. Maybe a big magical bear, like an owl bear.
Everybody knows that those are just fantasies.
If you say so, Marisol. Well, let us scout up to the trolls, and then we can set up to attack.
Are we gonna
So
try to convince the grumpy one? I mean, I'm sure if we bring enough meat.
That would require somebody to sneak past the trolls into the cave.
I mean, there might have been some distance, and I can carry meat in as a little fox and teleport or make myself, big again and have all the meat.
Mador, you have an idea?
not an idea. So the cave is beyond the troll, ahead of the troll.
Beyond the
It
trolls.
it is beyond by the waterfall.
There's a rickety bridge, yes.
We can't hear you, Mador.
I have climbing stuff here. Climbing kit. So maybe from above.
We would have to see what the surrounds are like to see if that would do any good. But it is a good idea.
Well, Edamir has scouted out the area, so I will share a map with where he saw the trolls last.
Let me consult my mind palace for a minute. I may be able to freeze the water. Maybe I'll just skate across.
There's also stones to jump on, but could be difficult to ice.
If it's not frozen in this weather, it's not gonna freeze.
Says you.
If you think you can freeze the river and get across, Edamir, by all means, sneak closer to the cave and give it a try.
Or I could just water walk across.
You can water walk?
Yeah.
What did you not say?
Just give me an hour.
An hour?
These things take time to prepare.
Will be frozen in an hour.
Stop being so dramatic. It's like y'all don't have fur or something. Come on.
We don't have fur, Edamir.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is very cold. Cal, do you wish to try climbing the cliff around the waterfall?
Around the waterfall, then behind the trolls and down to cave?
If you can. And if you cannot, then yeah,
I
will
can
put-
try. It will take a while. And I know how to climb, but I'm not good at sneaking.
Then perhaps we should just attack.
We could still try to jump on the rocks. Preacher is good at jumping.
Yes.
And if anything bad happens, I'll just cast Water Walk on him. If you
I
give me
don't
an hour.
trust.
We're not waiting an hour.
Okay.
Leopold, decide.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
We will advance. Carl Maddo to the front. Preacher, if you can get on that rock, then do so. Everyone else, behind Mador and Cal, lend them all the support you can.
Just let me drink something so the cold doesn't bother me. And she is taking out, where is it? My lesser winter wolf elixir.
Ah, well, what that do?
The elixir warms your core and improves your circulation. For 24 hours, you are protected from the effects of severe cold.
Well, Cal is now comfy and toasty. Not really bothered by the weather at all. Right. Move your characters to where you want to have them. No further up, but you can change the marching order and formation as much as you want. However, the furthermost point up would be where Cal and Leopold is.
Question regarding the width of the river. 15, 20?
15 roughly. You can see ice on both banks of the river, but the river itself is flowing very rapidly, and that is a chunky river.
Yep.
And also the winds, they're not stable. So you have the hur fan säger man vindkast på engelsk?
Wind shift.
Yeah. The winds are shifting, so you risk being flung. If you time the jump wrong, the winds could fling you out of the path you want to be in. Probably the biggest issue we're going to be facing, or one of them at least, is that any further than 60 feet, you can't see very well. So trying to attack anything more than 60 feet away is going to give them partial concealment. We'll play that easily enough as just a -4 to attack.
Okay, so how
Right.
far up can we move to get our characters in position?
Leopold and Cal are the furthermost point you can move up to.
Could I get my token, please? I see Lyrian's, but not mine.
That seems like a GM error. That can't have happened. Right, Albertine is moving up to the front as well. Being one of the more heavily armored ones.
I'll summon my glaive.
Copy that, sir. And as you are advancing to get into position, you can now see the two trolls on the other side of the river, gorging on the flesh of one of the travelers. When they see you come moving up, both of them drop into sort of a fighting stance. Let's get ourselves a picture here. These are not your grandpappy's trolls. It is obvious as you move up to them that these are frost trolls. And that takes us to Cal.
Oh, I'm first. Great. As they have already seen us, Cal is going to move forward. Yeah. In front of the bridge.
Okay.
And raising shield.
Raises her shield. She can hear from somewhere out in the snow a female voice. Oh, you don't have to die here. Just let me have the girl, and you can be on your way.
Is that the grumpy one?
Nope, not happening.
Which
Ah, the witch might be who the wolves are talking about.
Right. And that takes us to her. Ah, okay. Out of the snow, before Cal can react, suddenly an arrow is sticking out of her shoulder.
Ouch.
She has been hit for 6 damage. While the second one embeds itself, not embeds itself, but skitters off her shield and disappears into the river. You can try a perception check if you want to.
Of
See
course.
where they came from.
Of course. Hidden enemy is no good.
Can all of us?
Nope, only Cal. She's the only one within range, and she can't spot where she's being shot from.
Wow. 27 is not enough? Wow. Okay, but she will shout over her shoulder, "Hidden archer!"
And that takes us to Mador.
He moving up behind Cal.
Gotcha.
Setting.
Love that
Glaive.
fancy.
I do have that banner on the glaive now too, by the way.
You do. Iodi has had the time to research it, so he's the one sitting on the information of what that thing does.
Except that you never sent it to me.
I most certainly did, sir.
You sent me the sword.
I most certainly sent you the banner as well. Let me
Maybe,
double check
hold on.
this.
Alright, here we go. +1 to saves versus fear effects. I thought that was all on the Falcata, so I'm not good at reading.
Nope, that's the sword. The banner. The banner.
Yeah.
Why am I sudden that suddenly? Let's try not to do that.
Yeah. +1 save versus fear. Got it. Twice a day you can do bless.
Can my dark vision work in here to see any hidden people?
Your dark vision would have worked a lot better if there wasn't a blizzard going on. But currently, at least the way I'm ruling it, dark vision's much like thermal, and will be disrupted by the same things.
Whiteouts are usually pretty bright.
Yeah, this currently it's very even like 60 feet away, things are blurry and difficult to see. And speaking of blurry and difficult to see, it is Edamir's turn.
Would trying to jump across the stones be athletics or acrobatics?
I'm gonna say that's athletics.
In that case, I will move there. Actually, I have 35. So I'll move there. Do you have a tree token?
Hey, what now?
A tree token?
I'm pretty certain I can make that happen. Let's see.
Going to cast Protector Tree. Medium tree spawns to the right of Cal.
Give us, give me just a moment. I had not planned for that. I do have the tokens. I'm just hoping I can add them while
Sorry.
No, don't worry about it. Just hoping I can add them while we're in using the map, and I can. Right. So a tree pops up next to Cal. That's the thing. Yep. Having started to learn how fancy grounds and maps work, I kind of love them. I gotta say. And then you move that bro up there. Gotcha.
And that's all my actions.
That takes us to Iodi.
Ah, yes, the great one. Let me see. I would like to go to here.
Gotcha.
And then Iodi will wiggle his fingers and look around expectantly, and he will cast Detect Magic to see if there's anything around here worth looking at.
Give us a perception roll. Nothing you can pick up currently, but there is a. Iodi can smell it on the wind, being a small dragon. That there's magical loot around here somewhere, but he can't put a finger on where currently.
Okay, that's my turn.
Gotcha. Marisol.
Just so you know, if anybody's planning on going up there, the tree isn't large enough to impede any movement, so you could still use that area.
Yep. But it does impede line of sight, which is going to turn out to be important. Yes, Marisol, you have moved. What else will you do?
I'm gonna start the ball with the troll.
Which one of them, left or right?
Left.
One beef, left troll. Okay.
$32.
that is definitely a shot right there. Let's check here. That milady is a critical.
Nice.
And I can call her milady because she's my wife. Without having to put on my fedora. Ah, wow. Yeah, she actually blows part of that troll's head clean off. Doesn't seem to stop it, though.
No, I didn't expect it would. So I will reload and be ready for my next round.
Gotcha. Let's see. Albertine is gonna sprint up next to Cal and I will stand in the shield wall with you, my sister. And that takes us to Leopold.
Okay, Leo comes up to the left of Edemir.
Gotcha.
And he will take a shot at the troll on the right.
That's a hit, sir.
Wait 1 minute. Total of 6. Last movement is he's going to command Cherek to move up. Over here.
Yep, Cherek goes and it moves up. Which then takes us to Zara. Zara runs straight up and comes face to face with something hiding in the bushes, waiting for somebody tasty to come moving about. Oop.
As a natural response to being spooked, I'm going to whack it in the head with a hammer.
Because why would you not?
But are you, though?
Let us drop a picture into the chat there. That is very clearly, for what Zara's seeing, a werewolf. And it blocks Zara's hammer with its with the battle axe it's wielding.
Werewolf! That's my turn.
Right, and I'm gonna need another image. Give me a moment here. Scuttling out of the water and attacking Cal is a humongous crab.
Well, that will be our dinner.
Do I get my initial strike on him?
He moves into your threatened square, but not out of it.
I was prepping for anything.
That is a very, very good point. Yes, you do get your ready to attack on it.
Rather use it on the troll, but no.
That, sir, is a hit. Smacks the crab, but the chitinous shell is a lot harder than you first assumed. The crab grabs hold and tries to pull Cal's shield off, but doesn't manage to do it. The other one scuttles up next to Albertine. And does actually manage to grab around her thigh with its pincer, and she shouts out in pain. And yep, seems to be grabbed by that claw. It's just squeezing on. And the last one, they're crabs. They're not rocket scientists. It's just gonna attack the closest thing to it, and that's Cherik, who manages to dodge the grasping claw of the crab, which takes us to Preacher.
Attack by the crab people. How big is the rock next to the werewolf?
It's a big rock. I'm gonna say probably about 8 feet high.
8 feet.
Yep. It's a tall outcropping. Rocky outcropping.
Yeah, okay. In that case,
probably originated further up the mountain. If you're to hazard a guess.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to start with 40 meters, 40 feet to around the rock, and that's my first move.
Yep.
The second one is going to be up next to this guy. Possibly there.
Gotcha. So, Preacher, the pain train's coming up to save Zara.
I figured that would be the most dangerous enemy. So I'm just going to smack him once. Can't remember how. There we go. Powerful fist.
Ooh, he's probably not going to like that very much. That is a hit, sir. You give him a good smacking. Seems he doesn't. He's not taking the. You're not breaking as many bones as you assumed you would be, but you are smacking him up. Right, and that takes us to the end of the turn and prepared actions. You hear howling from behind as 2 more werewolves come charging out of the bushes. And they are going to be attacking Eodi. One of them goes with its battle axe for him. And Eodi actually miraculously manages to dodge that. And the other one's going to try to bite him. Eodi, though, being one slippery son of a gun, is not hit by either attack. Almost as if he has anticipated this coming. Wow. Did not see that coming. Let's see. You can see the damage from the arrow that Leopold shot just fade away as the troll wades out into the water, keeping range to Cal, but still smacking with a huge long hatchet, using its long arms to get the advantage of reach. Ooh, that's a critical.
Definitely shield block. And
Right.
I'm trying a disarming block.
We gotta check your mic. You sound like you're talking into a tin can with a string on it.
Okay.
The protector tree will block 10 of that incoming damage.
Oh, wow. Well, that takes it down to 24.
And protector tree is gone.
Okay, 4, partner 8 on shield.
Sorry, Xian, you sound like you're on old ANPRC 1077, 3 kilometers away. I cannot pick up what you're saying.
Yeah, wiggle where it's plugged in, maybe? Sounds like a bad connection.
Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on?
Is better?
Hey!
There we are. Welcome back.
Yeah.
That takes it down to 16 damage with the protector tree and the shield block.
Okay.
So the tree has been felled, but as I can't remove the token once it's been placed, we know that the tree won't be giving any more protection, but it does still give the cover and concealment, and would be a nice source of firewood. Right, so that ends up being 16 damage to Cal.
Got it.
Oh, nice. Fancy Grounds actually does regeneration automatically. That saves me so much hassle. The other troll, you can see its head starting to grow back. It's obviously pretty pissed at Marisol, but it's moving up and attacking Albertine instead. With its hatchets. Huh, okay. My dice are very obviously trying to kill you all. And smacks her mightily, getting her clean in the chest plates. You can hear a oomph from her as she is almost knocked prone by the attack. And is bleeding very heavily. And speaking of bleeding heavily, it is Cal's turn.
Yeah, that damn troll is keeping out of reach. So she tried to familiarize herself with her new sword. So I'm going to change weapons. Hanging the axe on my belt and drawing the sword.
Okay. So that is going to be one action.
Uh-huh. And is the lunge also just one action, so one attack, or does that take 2?
We got to check the feat there. I believe it is a 2 action. We will check.
Oh, and I wanted to try a disarming block on the troll when it attacked me with my shield block. That didn't get through to my mic, so
Sure, roll your thingamajig.
this looks good.
Oh yeah, the axe flies away, landing in the snow far behind the troll. The lunge is a double action, yeah, but it does give you 10-foot reach.
So I am going to try that on the one that hit me and has no weapon anymore.
Gotcha. That is a hit. Yeah. Plunges the sword into the chest of the troll. Obviously not lethal, as the troll doesn't seem to care too much. But it still hurts, still grunts from pain and goes. Oof.
Mm-hmm.
Which takes us.
I have no actions left, but I have a reaction. So when I am attacked by a troll, I'm going to raise my shield as a reaction.
Gotcha. That takes us to one of Iodi's new play friends, who is going to go for him first with the battle axe. Okay, and miss. And then going to try to bite him. And miss. And then it's going to raise its shield. Wow. The one fighting Zara goes for her with the bite first. Oh, and that is a clean hit. Is that a critical, though? Nope, just a hit. Zara is bitten for 10 piercing damage, and I'm going to need to see a fortitude save from Zara. Ah, interesting.
Ooh. Well, boys, we have a new werewolf.
And then it swings its battle axe at her. But she manages to block it with her hammer and raises shield. You can hear from out in the snowdrift again, like, I said, you don't have to die here. You can run away anytime. Just leave the girl to us. We'll take good care of her, I promise.
I do not believe you.
And an arrow sprouts from Leopold's shoulder for 6 damage. And the other one actually misses. Sarah Preacher. Sarah and Preacher can take a perception check. No friggin' idea where those arrows came from. Not a clue. Which takes us to Modor.
Okay, let me see the situation here. We got a crab with a claw around Aberdeen, and she's bleeding from a severe hit she took from the troll, correct?
Yep, and the crab has actually grabbed onto her leg, so currently she is unable to move anywhere.
Oh, okay. I'm going to summon forth my Lucerne Hammer.
Gotcha.
And swing upon the crab that has Aberdeen.
Yeah, go for it, sir. And that, sir, is a hit. Kind of glances off the crab's chitin, but still injures it a bit.
Gives me what? Is that instantaneous when I call upon the weapon?
Yep, with the magical gloves of armament you have, that is instantaneous.
Okay, my second swing.
That is a miss. Yeah, Snow and Albertine being caught in it, and it being on the other side of her, all of it just makes for difficult hits.
Well, I'll try for the third one then.
Woof. On the last one, you actually end up embedding the Lucerne hammer in the ice. It's going to take a moment to take you an action to pull it out because you smack it so far down into the ice. Which takes us to Edamir.
Okay, I'm gonna have Lyrian go there
Gotcha.
and command him to attack.
That's it. That is a huge honking vulture coming down, taking a good chunk out of that werewolf.
Oh, second attack is crit miss though.
Yeah, and then Lyrian ends up tangling its wings in Marisol's whip. So Marisol can choose to either let go of the whip or throwing Lyrian prone.
I'm gonna let go of it.
Got it.
Then I'm going to cast Produce Flame on the frost giant nearest to me on the left.
Yep, the frost troll that
Yeah, frost troll.
that Marisol shot. You guys are not on your game today.
Nope.
Nope, and the troll actually managed to sidestep the little ball of fire there. Speaking of fire and fiery, it's Eodi's turn.
Okay. With this new super fun thing that's happening, Eodi looks around him and he says, "You will not find Eodi an easy victim." And he reaches in his pouch and he pulls out a small syringe and jabs it into his neck, thus giving himself the Drakeheart mutagen. That is a +4 bonus to AC and a +1 to perception until I take a full stride action.
Right, so Eodi's scale just harden and thicken and grow little spikes and stuff.
Yeah, that
Making
puts
him
me at
look even more
25 AC.
dragon-y.
And so, after doing that, I will use 2 actions, and I would like to do, what is it? Gale Blast, which is a 5-foot emanation around me for force damage, which is going to be a fortitude save for them, or they get knocked back, basically.
Gotcha. And the DC is still 19, or?
The DC, I know the answer to this. I believe it is, yeah, hold on.
Whew. What happens on a critical
It's
failure?
actually a 20 now.
Just curious, what happens on a critical failure?
Critical failure, the creature takes double damage and is pushed 10 feet away.
Gotcha. Okay, what's the damage on this?
Well, is this heightened +2? This is heightened, right?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be... It's gonna be 4 bludgeoning and D6 on top of that, and then doubled.
Gotcha.
So it's gonna be 7 doubled, 14 damage.
Okay, so this bro here is yeeted up on the other side of Lyrian by the blast. The other one's still standing there, but has... it seems like your force attack is actually pretty effective at injuring these suckers.
Question:
Yes, sir.
Is that werewolf been blown into my field of attack?
Yeah, that would be an attack of opportunity for you, actually. And I'm going to count that werewolf as prone as it's flying into the air.
And the glaive has come out anyhow, so since the hammer's gone.
That's a critical, sir.
Nice.
Ooh, wow. That werewolf is not having the time of his life currently. First being hit, then being yeeted through the air into that glaive.
25.
It is obviously injured now after that glaive hit. The only reason its arm is still hanging on is because the glaive isn't silver and it's regenerating a bit.
Chogo, isn't that werewolf flanked by Cherek?
Yes, it is. But as far as I'm aware, Cherek does not have attack of opportunity.
No.
No, it doesn't do anything to damage, just to hit.
Now that is my turn.
This is just a straight +1 glaive, correct?
Yes, correct. Eerie,
Sure.
do you have anything more to do on your turn?
Nope. I have used all of my actions.
Okay.
Shago, I also forgot to mention, could you let me know if anything that I can't currently see strides within 60 feet of me?
Yes, I can. That would have been the 2 werewolves that came up to Eodi last turn.
Yeah, just from now on, if anything strides within 60 feet.
Copy that. And speaking of were creatures, we have our were chinchilla, Marisol.
Yes. I dropped 1 whip. So I'm gonna drag up another one, and this one looks far more vicious than the one I dropped. I am gonna have to... I think I have to step to reach the werewolf behind Yodi, right?
Yeah, it's 15 feet away. But first, I want to know why that whip looks more vicious.
Because it's a claw whip.
Oh, so it's got claws on it.
Yes. It's actually lethal, unlike the other ones. And it's... yeah.
Shiny. Okay. So, yeah, pulling is 1 action, stepping is 1 action.
No, pulling it is free because I have quick draw.
Okay, then. So, stepping is 1 action.
Exactly. So I'm gonna start by shooting it in the face.
Okay, go ahead. That's a critical.
For 32.
Yeah, it is very obviously not enjoying life currently after having been shot in the face. While it managed to dodge enough that you didn't straight out kill it, you did manage to do a fair amount of damage. It does dodge the whip easily.
Yeah, but that gives me a reload, so I'm happy.
Fair enough. Yeah, well, the werewolves did have a job to do. This one finds itself somewhat confused, not really enjoying life at all. It is going to stand up because Mador's already used his attack of opportunity. Looking around, it's got a half drow with a huge honking weapon, a bear, or a huge vulture lying on the ground to attack. So it is going to choose to try to bite Mador, being somewhat pissed off, which it does. So that is 16 points of piercing damage to Mador and a fortitude save, please, sir. Interesting. Okay, then. And then it's going to raise its shield. Looking bleeding and, yeah, not super happy about life right now. Albertine prays to the gods, or prays to Geb. Geb, please, if you get me out of this, I promise I'll be a real good servant. And a lot of her wounds heal instantly. Then she prays to Geb as well, and like, oh, Geb, Lord of the Hearts, please keep Cal alive. Still have things I want to talk to her about, like how she does her hair. And Cal is healed for 16. Which takes us to Leopold.
Leo commands Cherek to attack that werewolf in the back.
Gotcha. It is flanked, so Tarek does have +2 to his attacks. That is a hit. Hmm.
16.
16. Total.
Yes.
Ah. That is one hit. Remember, Cherek gets 2 actions when you command him.
Yep, he does. He's going to spend the other one on that crab that tried to sneak up to him.
Nope. Cherek, being a bear, you think he likes seafood, but he might have gotten a bit picky being given so much jerky lately.
It's probably a bit slippery.
Right. That leaves Leopold with 2 actions.
Leo hunts prey on that werewolf behind Eode.
Okay. That leaves him with 1 action. Okay, I'm assuming you're attacking, but I would love to say you're doing so before you roll, just so we don't get any confusion.
Yep,
that is a hit, sir.
Eight damage.
Yeah, it's obvious
And
that
another 8.
it's obvious that your arrows aren't really doing what you want them to do, but still, it's a good shot getting it in the shoulder close to the neck. That werewolf is also quite obviously injured. Speaking of obviously injured, Sarah.
I'm barely scratched. I'm going to exploit vulnerability on the werewolf in front of me.
You easily do that. You already knew all of their weaknesses and resistances, so I'll give you the bonus against the specific target.
Yeah, and then I'm going to use 1 action to make a duplicate of myself flanking the werewolf.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to swing at him with my hammer.
That's a critical.
It's an extra 10 damage on that.
Oof. Yeah, that werewolf definitely knows it's been hit. After Sarah just smacks it straight over the snout, you see a couple of teeth hitting the snow after that hit. It is not happy with life currently. The giant crab next to Cal is going to keep attacking her. Managed to actually fall out into the river and gets washed away by the current. Wow. Okay, the other one is going to keep just squeezing Albertine. And you can hear the metal of her plate armor complaining about the pressure being put on it. She grunts in pain, but doesn't scream out this time. But that thing is definitely causing her a lot of pain. The third one is still going to be going for Cherek. Oof. Squeezing Cherek for 11 slashing damage, and then it's going to just keep constricting him for another 6. It's a total of 17 damage to Cherek. Which takes us to Preacher.
Right. Let's see if we can make him lose a couple of more teeth. Flurry of blows to begin with.
Gotcha.
So,
are you in a stance, or are you flurrying without a stance?
I'm in a stance.
You're in a stance. Gotcha. That is 2 hits.
Excellent. First one. Second
Oof. one. Yeah, it's definitely hurt after those 2 punches from Preacher. Pretty certain he fractured its skull there, but it's still on its feet. Werewolves are tough bastards to put down.
One last punch then, an uppercut.
That is a miss. Gotcha. Okay. I'll be back in 2 minutes. We're not taking a break yet, so bewegen Sie nicht.
No comprende?
Don't move.
Hmm.
If you'd seen Phineas and Ferb, you would have understood that, because that's what Doofenshmirtz's father keeps telling him when he is being the lawn gnome.
Listen, I was, very young when I watched that show, and I can't remember what I had for dinner yesterday, so...
Fair enough. We're rewatching it because it's fun.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yodi, I'm gonna need you to put some fire on those guys, That's kind of your thing. I'm more the lightning guy, which they are in water.
Hey, Fox guy. You guys all run forward, and then Shago does surprise pocket wolves. Luckily, I have 1 million AC, and he can't hit me.
I mean, it's not like you were warned to watch your backs.
Watch out, boys. Pocket wolves.
Yeah, it's kind of my fault too, because I should have been aware that they were striding. I just didn't let Shago know.
Oh, we'll get some fire out, don't worry. We just need to make sure our friend doesn't get eaten by the crabs we're talking about eating.
Yeah, it would be pretty bad if we are losing our protege here.
And losing to crabs, I don't think I could make a new character after that. Like, seriously.
You just have to roll a crab for your next character.
We're just gonna have to go to a new country though, because we're never gonna report that one. Yeah, that ward that you had us escorting, she died to crabs.
So anyways, we're moving, boys.
Trolls. Definitely trolls.
I heard Louisenthal is nice this time of year.
All right. So that troll is pretty pissed at losing its hatchet. So it is going to attack Calcir with its claw.
Okay, so that is my shield raised now.
Yep. That is still a hit.
Did he move in?
Nope. Still has reach with his long arms. 12 slashing damage to Cal there.
Mm-hmm.
Minus any shield stuff.
No, shield block is a reaction as well, as I already used that to raise my shield.
Ah, right. It is going to attack her with the claw again. Hitting a second time for another 12 slashing damage. Ooh. And then it rends her with both claws like a cat, shredding a curtain for another 12 slashing damage.
Oh, come on.
The other one pulls its hatchet back, ready for a mighty blow. You'd think frost trolls had a good grip on things with ice, but it actually yeets that hatchet back into the wagon behind it. And then it roars angrily and tries to bite Albertine, but she easily dodges the bite. And it's Cal's turn.
Little help here! She shouts as I'm going to lunge again. I'm not stepping on the bridge. That stepping on a bridge between two trolls seems like suicide.
No. Oh, that is a clean miss.
Yeah, thought as much. Shield raised.
Gotcha. That takes us to this confused, pissed off, and very much in pain werewolf. Fighting Eodi. It is going to try to bite him again. Can't get through his heavy scales at all. And it's going to swing its battle axe. Again, just bouncing straight off of Eodi's now very hardened scales. And the one fighting Zora and And Preacher doesn't seem to care about Preacher because he's not meat. Just going to try to bite Sora again. This time Sora blocks that attack. And then it swings its battle axe and completely misses. And then it raises its shield again. And from somewhere out in the the blizzard, you can hear like, "Give us the girl, damn it! Just leave her with me. I'll take good care of her, promise." As an arrow glances off of Preacher's shoulder, distracting him just long enough that the other arrow hits him in the forehead for a total of 20 piercing damage. And again, Sora and Preacher can try perception checks. Nope. Still no idea where you're being shot from. That takes us to Mador.
Yeah, swing on the werewolf first.
Gotcha. With flanking, that's a hit. Let's see here. Where is this bro? There we are. No, that's not him. Where's this bro? There we are. Mador manages to slash him over the chest, but it doesn't go down. Second one with flanking, and that werewolf. Yep, that's a hit, sir. And on the second blow, the werewolf finally gives up the ghost, having been beaten to smithereens by all sorts of both magical and physical attacks, as Mador just takes its head clean off with the glide strike.
All my attacks.
Right. That takes us to Edamia.
Okay, question. Are the crabs at least like partially in the water?
I'm going to say those two are, yeah.
And would I get any bonuses to using electric attacks since they're partially in the water?
Because that sounds fun. I'm going to say that's going to give him a penalty on the saving throw, yeah.
Then I'm going to electric arc the crab in front of me and the crab that's grappling Albertine.
Gotcha.
So it will be a basic reflex save.
Right. And the damage, sir? Yeah, both crabs seem properly damaged by that electric arc. Kind of steaming and popping, but they're not quite dead yet.
And then Lyrium will move here. And I will command him to attack.
Got it. So that's 2 attacks from Lyrian as well.
1 attack.
1 attack.
He already moved. Companions can only take 2 actions a turn.
Copy that, Sarge. That's a hit. Yeah, even though it's resistant to damage, Lyrian's gigantic beak still just plucks a piece of flesh and muscle straight out of its shoulder, obviously injuring it even more.
And that will be my turn.
Right, that takes us back to the terror of Golden Glens. The horrible, the honorable, the fantastic eater of sheep, Iodi himself.
Yes. Iodi sees the bird and Marisol wrestling with this werewolf that's behind him, and he just kind of shrugs and he turns and he wiggles his fingers and he points at a troll, and a cave, and a cave. I'm done with it. I'm done with English. And a crab. Crab's the word. And I will do a 3-action scorching ray, summoning flame from my fingertips in that direction.
Right. So you're just going to be speaking Spanish from now on.
Only if we need to order illicit drugs and or beer from a bar. I got you. I can ask for french fries as well.
Everything we need.
Perfect. Good. Alright, anyways, so let's start rolling. Let's do a troll, and then we'll do crab.
Gotcha. Starting on the right troll then.
That works for me.
That, sir, is a critical. And that is also a critical. And that's
Checks
a critical
out.
miss. That's going to hit Cherik in the butt.
Checks out, boys.
But you did get...
And this is for Cherik.
12 to Cherik. The trolls seem to take massive damage from that. You're melting their flesh away, almost like they have what's it called? Almost as if their flesh is water or ice. They are definitely not enjoying that, and you have gotten the full attention of both of those trolls now. They are definitely planning on heading down your way.
That's my turn.
Well, Cherik seems less than impressed, but the trolls are obviously mighty injured. That takes us to Marisol.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep trying to dispatch this werewolf.
That's a critical. And that's a miss.
At least I get the criticals where they count.
Yeah.
And I get a reload.
As the werewolf throws itself forward to bite Iodi in the face, instead it gets a mouthful of dueling pistol, and then Marisol just blows its brains out. And then whips it going down for good measure.
And for my last action, I'm gonna move closer to this thing here.
Gotcha. Bringing us to Albertine. With shouting, "Can somebody get this blasted brachyura of my damn thigh?" And then it's gonna try to smack that thing. Missing with her first attack. And hitting with her second attack. That pretty well-cooked crab shell splintered and also spattering. She just jams her sword straight down through its head. Kind of whips it out, almost as if she's used to eating crab. And the crab falls down. Well, it doesn't fall down, it just stops moving. Dead and smelling delicious. Leopold.
Well, Cherik turns and gives Iodi a very sorrowful look. How could you? And then he turns on the crab.
That is a hit.
Someone gave him seafood, he's going to eat it.
Yep, that crab, having taken a fairly massive amount of damage from the electric arc, ends up being dinner for Cherik as he just kind of tears it in two and chomps down.
And Leo shifts his target back to the troll on the right. And he's going to attack.
Gotcha. That is a hit, sir.
For 11.
And he also notices that now that the trolls have been hit with the spell from Yodi, they don't seem to be regrowing their flesh nearly as fast. Zara!
Yes, that is me. I am going to make a duplicate of myself behind the werewolf. And I am going to swing at his face.
Gotcha. That's a hit. Yep.
It's an extra
Sorry,
5 damage on that.
Best baseball club style, just swings the hammer straight into the werewolf's face with a massive swing, cracking its skull, spilling brains everywhere, and the werewolf goes down super duper dead.
How far is that gap? Is that a 15 or a 10?
15.
Then I will assurance over the water.
Okay. Barely, even with assurance, managing to keep her balance, skipping over those rocks, but she does manage to do it. They're not only iced over, they're also wet. Treacherously so, but Sora manages to do it. Speaking of doing things, here's the one that's going to do it all, Mr. Preacher.
Yeah, right. I can see that I can clear this in jump as well, so over there.
Right. Give us a, for you, DC 10 athletics.
Will do, sir.
Right, and then, let's see here. The troll swipes out with a claw as Preacher's in the air, but he manages to dodge it. Timed this jump perfectly.
Question.
Yes, sir.
In my new position, do we see any hidden archer?
Are you going to spend a turn? Or spend an action?
I think I will, yes.
Yep. Hit me, sir. You do have dark vision, don't you?
Oh, I can do you one better than that. I have both low light and dark.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a perception check. It's going to be a DC 20 for you now. You do spot an elf on top of the cliff up by the waterfall, in sort of a previously built up hunter's hut that's shooting at you all. I'm actually going to see if I can send a picture to Mr. Tolmar of that. But while we do that, you still have one action left, so
Can I shout basically elf up top and then attack the troll next to me?
I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can. That's such a short message to give.
Hopefully Zara will get the message, and then I'll see if I can swing at that troll. So, regular power fist. That's a miss.
Right. I've sent the picture to Tolmar. The pictures I'm using for story NPCs are from a mod pack for Wrath of the Righteous. Having been put up in a mod pack, I assume those pictures are fair use. However, if any of the creators are watching, contact me and I'll drop you $5 for it. Happily. There we are. That is pretty much what she looks like. And you recognize Lise Van Horn from the wanted poster you have. Taking us back to the trolls. This one has, at least one of them has fair, what's it called? Oof! It smells dwarf on Cal and smacks her with the claw for 26 damage. That is 26 slashing damage to Cal.
Yeah, shield blocking, definitely. Let's see if this is enough. Takes 8 away, so 18, right?
That is correct.
Okay, that hits me to exactly 0.
Okay, so Cal goes down.
Yeah, that is definitely exactly, as I could not go into my stats. And also my shield is now broken.
Oof. Not great. It is gonna slam its claws into Cal again. So Cal is going to go straight into dying 1. From that, actually, she is in dying 1, so she's gonna go straight into dying 2. Before it turns to face Preacher. And the Frost Troll, the other Frost Troll, is going for Albertine with his claws.
So going exactly to 0 did not just knock me unconscious, but dying 1.
Nope.
Okay.
And it slashes Albertine with its claws. But nope, actually manages to hit her real hard on the second one. Albertine also goes down. Before it moves up, looking hungrily at Albertine and Cal, who are both prone. Yeah, it's not on the bridge. I'll move it slightly over Albertine's marker. We know where it is. Round bases on square maps. Beautiful. Right, and for Albertine, it's just going to be a death save.
I mean, for Cal, as it's called.
For Cal, yeah. Sorry, my bad.
That is a fortitude, right?
It is a flat
no.
10.
Yeah. So
Well,
over
9 plus you're dying.
Yeah. So in this case, 11 for you.
Normal D20 or fortitude? What was it again?
D20.
D20, okay. Come on!
Oof. That takes Calisir to dying 3.
Yeah, guys, it's getting close. Please save me.
Right. Having been spotted, the lady up on top by the waterfall looks Preacher in the eyes as he's obviously spotted her and gives him a rude hand gesture, like, "Do you know how much those werewolves cost me to hire?" And then she disappears into the night. Taking us to Modor.
I'm going to kind of, how do I do this? Can I put myself in between the two girls?
You can try to stand over them, yeah, which will at least force the enemies to roll to hit them if they want to finish them off while they're on the ground.
Yeah, and I'm swinging on the one right in front of me.
Gotcha.
19.
That is a hit, sir.
It's for 12.
Yeah. Smacks it. Now you can see that some of the flesh seems crystallized after having been hit by Iodi's spell, and it's much easier to hurt the troll now than it was. So he smacks it pretty good.
How does knockdown work in this?
If you want to trip it,
I can try. Have that as a skill.
that would be your athletics versus the troll's athletics.
I will try and do a knockdown on this troll.
Gotcha.
Like I
It's
said,
ambitious, but
try.
you never know.
What size are the trolls?
They are large.
27.
Being large, they get a pretty hefty bonus to not being knocked over. However, this troll has not been doing its sit-ups and push-ups, so Mador actually manages to knock it prone, sweeping its feet up from under it. Yeah. We will go to Mr. Eramir.
Okay, first I'm gonna have Lyrian move there,
Squawk.
and then I am going to cast level 3 heal, or level 2 heal, 3 action, 30-foot radius, which on Lyrian, which he is out of the troll's range for that 30 foot. So everything within 30 feet of him heals for 11.
So everybody except Sara, Preacher, and Leopold
And
was
the trolls.
just out of reach. And the trolls. Yeah.
And that is all my actions.
Gotcha.
Including the 2 down people.
Yep, they are also
Yep.
healed for 11. And that takes us to Iodi. The strong, the powerful.
Yes. Very interesting.
Burn Zemiodi.
Heard he did.
Then do it again.
Let's see. Okay, so here's my line. I'm gonna go stand over here by Edamir.
Gotcha.
I will take a deep breath, Iodi's throat growing with visible flames underneath it. And I will do Kobold Fire Breath in a 30-foot line down the river, hitting both trolls.
Nice. Is that a save or a roll to hit?
It is a I think it's just damage. I think it's a basic reflex, actually. Hold on a second.
Doom.
We're looking it up. Yeah, it's a basic saving throw from them.
How deep is that?
With my
water?
spell
Did
DC, so they gotta roll over a 20.
They got to roll over 20. Gotcha.
And one's prone.
Yep.
He's prone in the water. Is he drowning?
When you wish you knew. That is,
Fish
however, going to be full damage to both of them, as the troll that's lying on his back in the water is basically submerged, but sticks a hand up just in time to take that kobold breath fire damage.
4 into 5.
Yeah, they're slightly charred.
And that would be my turn.
Speaking of slightly charred, that's how Marisol prefers her steak. And it's Marisol's turn.
Slightly shard? Oh, you mean just hastily carried in front of the flames, right?
Yes.
I am gonna step a bit closer just to have reach. And then I'm shooting it and clicking and spending the rest of my time trying to fix that.
Yep. Seems you've gotten some snow into your black powder, so that's going to take a while to unfuck.
God damn it.
Keep your powder dry.
Easy to say in this weather, isn't it?
Albertine rises next to Mador, giving the troll an attack of opportunity.
Troll is flat on his back.
True. Can still attack from being prone, though. He does not hit, however. And then she is going to swing on that troll that is flat on his ass. And smacks him. Actually taking off a couple of fingers and obviously making that troll regret some of its life choices. There we are. And yeah, on her that's getting up, smacking, and on her third action, she is still going to try to just smack that troll again. Actually hitting him again as well. And that troll is very, very injured now, but still clinging on to life by a thread. You can see Albertine's also shaking, kind of wobbling on her feet. Very injured, even though she's been healed. She took some pretty nasty hits there. Mr. Leopold.
Leo's going to switch targets to the troll by Albertine.
Got it.
Attack 1.
That, sir, is a miss.
Attack 2 is no better.
Oof. Flubs both arrows. They're coming very, very close to hitting Albertine in the back. But it kind of clangs off of her left pauldron instead.
He then... can Cherik go up to that troll?
Depends on how good Cherik is at navigating very strong whitewater rivers.
Yeah, we'll say no. Okay. Okay, in that case, Leo just moves 10 feet between Eodi and Cherik.
Dang, round basis. Right. Speaking of fantastic mystical power, it is Zara.
I'm going to make a duplicate of myself right here.
Gotcha.
I am going to do exploit vulnerability on the troll.
Very well. Yep. That is still a success for you.
I like extra damage. I'm going to trigger its mortal weakness, and then I'm going to swing a hammer at it.
Yeah. Hit it where Eodi hit it with fire. Seems to be its mortal weakness, and that is a hit.
And then that's an extra 10 from its fire weakness.
Oof. Yeah, putting the hurt on the troll, but it's still moving, even though you can hear bones crunch from Zara's hit there. Mr. Preacher.
Well, it's time to wind up a little bit and supercharge the fists. Key strike, flurry of blows. Let's see how this guy is like a little bit of extra force.
Gotcha.
+1 to hit on this.
Right. Well, that's 2 criticals.
That's also 2d6 extra on both of them.
Yeah. What type of extra damage is that? Is that
Force.
fire or force? Force. Okay. That's a total
So
of 58 plus 46.
There's coming 4d6 as well.
So that's a total of 72 damage from those 2 strikes.
Yep.
As Preacher just kind of takes a moment, channels his chi, and with 2 quick strikes, he pulls out the troll's heart and spine, and it falls over, extremely dead. Well then.
Last action. See if I can bypass here and just flank that guy.
Yeah, as long as Sora's not trying to stop you. Whoop. That's not going to be an issue.
Icky.
Which takes us to the troll. Now, very, very angry, and also getting a bit stressed out because all of its allies have been moided. It is first going to do a claw attack at Albertine, missing. Another claw attack at Albertine, missing again. And then it is going to try to bite Cal, which is does. For 11 damage.
Down to 0 again, exactly. That was exactly the 11 I was healed before.
Dang. Well, that takes us to Cal. That is going to be a DC 12 save this time. Ooh.
Forget about it.
The troll roars triumphantly. It seems to have finished Cal off, and it's Modor's turn.
Power strike on the troll.
Gotcha. That's a hit, sir. And that is an extra damage die. So, 16. Modor takes the troll's head straight off with a roar and a powerful strike.
And Cal is lying unconscious. Her shield obviously broken, hanging on her arm, and quite a lot of blood seems to sip from under her half plate.
Okay, I did basic medicine on her to try to stop any bleeding.
Yeah, that's going to be very difficult.
I healed for 15 on her.
Yeah, that's going to be very difficult as her foot has been torn off, as has part of her hip. So, with the massive blood loss Cal is suffering, she's going to get a couple of last words, and that's going to be it.
Oh.
Yeah, I was already on dying 3 before he knocked me down again.
That's not how that works.
Thought it resets every time.
You get wounded 1 when you stand back up, so going back down puts you at dying 2 instead of dying 3.
Ah.
Yeah, but Cal had already been hit more than once time and failed 1 save, so she goes from dying 3 to dying 4, and
She
is
goes
dead.
from dying 2 to dying 3.
No, she does not. She's gone.
Oof.
Live with it.
Rip.
This is a cliche. She was just warming up to the party. Okay. Well, good thing that we already talked about a backup character.
Right. Any winged last words from Cal there?
She is handing her axe to Marisol and tells her, find Gandrith, save him.
If I can, I will.
Who's Gandrith?
Someone
I hold her
important.
hand.
We were supposed to marry on the day he was stolen by hags.
Then you'll probably meet him soon.
We will find him, Cal. I promise you this. You fought bravely.
And with that, Cal breathes her last and goes still. Albertine kneels over her and closes her eyes. Prays softly to Geb for the survival and to take her to him so that she can keep protecting the innocent in the Everlands.
I'm going to scold Zara and Preacher and be like, why did y'all get on the bridge? If that troll would have turned around and attacked that rickety bridge, we'd have 3 dead bodies.
Come on, let's get her out of the cold.
Mado, she was your friend. Will you carry her to the cave, please? I would not leave her here.
I'll slowly pick her up, but we still don't know what's in the cave, don't forget.
There is something in the cave, a grumpy one, who is very big.
Then we will find out what it is. We still need to get out of the snow.
Well, then I will go first in case it's an animal.
Please do.
Okay.
Wait. Hold on. Before anyone carries anyone anywhere, Yodi must once again, he must take care of the problems around here. And he pulls out his staff of necromancy.
No.
And I will cast gentle repose upon her body.
Oh, okay. That one's fine. I was going to prepare that.
You don't get to do shit, Ed. Back up. And I will put a stop to any decay, and I will put a pause timer on her body until my spell wears off.
Shiny.
I believe it's
well,
indefinite.
This body...
It's long. That it
This
is.
body will be ready. It will be fresh. Perhaps we will find a way to bring our friend back, if the fox does not munch upon her.
The fox will not munch on her. Will you, Edemir?
I mean,
Edemir.
I do have a vulture that could use some food.
Put this body into the cart. Our grumpy friend may well walk with us once more.
Yeah, where's that thing?
It's until the next preparation. So one day.
Let's see here. So, Edemir is checking the cave first. Is that how I understand this?
Yes.
Well,
Hello? Grumpy one.
entering the cave, there is a huge honking bear, making even the trolls look small in comparison. Wait a minute, I'm trying to find the picture here, but it's working against me. Oh, right.
I don't have vision, dark vision.
Right. It looks like that anyway. Just about 12 feet tall. Or long, however you want to look at it. And as it kind of opens one eye, it signals to Edamir that this better be good, because it's already been woken up by all of the noise outside. And it is not in a position to be taking any guff.
So you must be the great grumpy one. So
Right.
we have dealt with the intruders that were outside your cave. And we were quite possibly wondering if we could maybe crash here for a little bit. Please? Don't
Bring
need
a
me.
worthwhile offering.
That's going to be a lot of food.
Well, currently outside you have the 2 troll corpses, 3 human corpses after the werewolves reverted, and 1 crab corpse, because Cherek kind of ate the other one.
I'm going to let the guys know if we could possibly drag the troll corpses in for the great grumpy one.
We'll help.
We will try. Brings the crab as well.
Yep, it's a lot of work, but you do manage to pull the troll corpses towards the grumpy one. Troll, it'll accept it, but not with any great gusto. Troll doesn't taste good. There better be something more here, or the great grumpy one might get mighty ornery.
Hey guys, do we have anything better tasting?
Crab.
And we have some honey.
I did hear the bears like honey.
It's not that much, but it's something.
And we got 3 human corpse.
I was hoping not to have to offer them.
I would not let the bear eat werewolf corpses. I don't know how that would go.
Let us give him the horses.
Right. Give us another diplomacy check. You're gonna have some bonuses from both the honey and from bringing Cherek. Well, the grumpy one will allow you to stay in the cave, but only if you all sleep cuddled up next to the grumpy one like a proper pack and give it the heat it needs to fall properly asleep after eating those 2 trolls and the crab, which it takes in one giant munch.
Well, at least it's
I'm
warm.
okay with that.
I have no problem with this. I already have a bear.
Also, did anybody want to check the wagon and the corpses over there?
Yeah, I will
Zora's
go.
already on it.
Right. So it's warm in there. It smells extremely like beer, to put it mildly, but it's very warm. The grumpy one gets tired very quickly of Albertine praying and quietly sobbing over Cal's body, and roots around in a huge pile of bones, where you can see at least 1 rusted knight's shield with the heraldry unreadable, and then drops a golden gem and a what's it called? A rifle in front of Albertine. Looks at Edamir and like, oh, she's gotten gifts from the pile. every pack loses members, but now the fox-colored haired one needs to be quiet, or she'll have to be eaten.
Agreed. I will let her know. Albertine, you're gonna have to calm it down a little bit. Otherwise, we'll have another dead in the form of you getting eaten by a big bear.
Yes, Mador.
If Albertine lets me, I will put a hand on her shoulder. And,
Yeah.
well, kind of kneel beside her since Kel was a friend.
Yeah, Albertine puts a hand around Mador's shoulder as well and whispers, like, oh, she was so young for a dwarf and so tall and beautiful. And then she manages to stay quiet.
We all knew the risks. The
This
life of
one,
a adventurer is usually short.
this one is not all the way dead forever. Yodi will just have to cast many spells on her to keep her from being truly dead. If anyone in the party has a problem with this, they can file the complaint with my master. Oh, I do not have one. Never mind, Yodi does not care.
She's actually truly dead. Her body just won't rot.
Ah, but she can be brought back. We all know the powers of the clergy.
You... Maybe? Are you talking about brought back like the skeletons and zombies we fought, or...
No, true bringing back. It can be done. I've
Okay,
seen it.
that's fine, because that takes a willing creature, so...
If we wanted to bring her back as a skeleton, we simply eat the fox and bring him back as well.
Yeah.
Grumpy fox.
Eating anyone.
Oh, Leo's not there yet. Leo went out searching, and like a proper leader and second lieutenant with that perception roll, he's lost. So somebody's going to have to go find him.
Makes sense.
Because the lieutenant does not know where he is. The lieutenant has hypothermia.
Has anybody seen Leo in a while?
No, I'll go look for him. I'm gonna hunter's mark
You
him.
can
and...
stay inside here. I don't feel cold.
Yeah, but I am better at you than searching for people.
Obviously.
10 minutes later, somebody's going to have to go out and find Preacher as well.
I
Leo.
am gonna hunter's mark Leo, and I'm gonna go for a lore hunting and look for him.
In the meantime, Leo has a winter wolf elixir that he takes.
Yeah, and that keeps him from starting to die from cold and exposure. Because about an hour later, Marisol drags Preacher and Leo back inside, having gotten completely lost in the blizzard.
Seriously, guys, stay inside. It's warmer here.
Well, during that hour, I was preparing a spell to find them.
Yeah, you've pretty much just finished preparing that spell when they enter.
Darn.
The grumpy one has pretty much just finished eating the trolls. And it's now curling up and making a very clear body language that it's time to shut up and go to sleep.
I am gonna go over and snuggle into the warm bear pelt, as that was what we were supposed to do, and it's probably will feel awesome now that we're really cold.
Just make sure you take off any metal armor, because you don't want it pinching the bear.
I'm taking off my metal armor because I don't want to sleep in it and get frostbite.
Especially since I don't think the bear would allow a fire in here.
From the scars on the bear, it probably doesn't have the best experiences with fire. And on that note, we will end today's session. We started a bit late due to real life making making demands on the party. That's going to happen every now and then, as we're all adults with different adulting responsibilities. However, we will be back unless something unfortunate happens next Sunday at 1800 CET, which is a time zone something for the rest of the world. This replay will be up tomorrow evening on YouTube. We're not partnered yet, but we're following the rules for it, so we wait 24 hours before putting up YouTube videos. Leopold seems like he's got something he wants to say.
Yep, just a fast one. Before he goes to lie next to the bear, Leo goes over to Kel's body and takes her hand and says, "I am sorry, Kel. I failed you. I will try not to let it happen again. You fought well. Rest peacefully, my friend." And then he rises and goes over to the bear.
Right. And on that uplifting note, thank you all for joining us today. We will be back next week. YouTube will be up tomorrow. It's going to be interesting to see what Xian's got in her back pocket for us. And but for now, you all stay safe, stay healthy, and be well. Be excellent to one another, and we will let Mr. Tolmar, our excellent, esteemed, and highly respected streamer, find somebody to raid.
Bye, friends.